Now let's get a handle on where the jobs of the future might be in Rhode Island. Mark Murphy, of course, is the editor of the Providence Business News. The cover story in the current edition of the paper is about a $20 million pot of money that might fund new companies and their leaders into helping create these jobs. First, let's talk about this pot of money, $20 million.
Yeah, if you remember, it was voted on by Rhode Island voters, so it's a bond. And the idea is that it's designed to be seed money for these innovation hub creations. And the $20 million will not cover all of them. So the state asked for proposals, and they got 16, and now they're reviewing them, and they'll decide which ones get which part of the money, which they have to match, and in many cases it's well beyond a match. It's a lot more.
And they're all kind of new era jobs for the new era economy. We have a partial list of some of the major categories. One's called the Internet of Things, which I'll ask you to explain in just a moment, cybersecurity, biotechnology, ocean sciences, and advanced manufacturing, and there are many, many others. But just out of curiosity, Internet of Things.
Well, think of this. You have your smartphone, and you're somewhere else, and you want to turn on the heat so that it's nice and toasty when you get back. So it's connected to the internet. It's the things that are connected to the internet. It's an interesting, Internet of Things and cybersecurity is almost a combined area, because a lot of these things are actually quite vulnerable to hacking. In fact, you remember the Target, hacking of millions and millions of credit card information? That was through an Internet of Things device that their HVAC contractor had installed, and someone got in a back door into the system through that Internet of Things device.
So some company could make big money by preventing this kind of thing from happening.
Absolutely. The idea here also, the other thing is that all of these innovation hub projects have to partner with the University of Rhode Island. So they're supporting both what might happen there and what already is happening.
Now, the applications are in, past time now to apply for something. What's the rest of the process?
Well, like I said, there's a committee. The governor appointed a committee, and they're reviewing them. And I can't remember what the timing is, but it won't be long when they decide which projects they're going to support. And some of them ask for a couple of million, some of them ask for the entire 20, and they're potentially all over the state. They could be in Newport, they could be in Kingston, down where URI is. They could be in the city, in Providence. So it all depends on what the project is and where it is that they connect the best with the resources, including human resources.
I'm sure it's much too early to say how many jobs will be created, but however many there are, these are the kinds of fields, I think, where the salaries could be pretty high.
They are, for the most part, and that's part of the idea too, is to give a little bit of a jump start to this piece of the economy, and if it's not here already, start creating the workforce that not only would service these jobs and these companies, but then have enough that new companies could start and be attracted to come here because there's now talent being developed.
There's a lot more of this about this. Headlined, Ken, $20 million jumpstart innovation in Rhode Island. And the full story is available in the current edition of the Providence Business News, in print and online. And Mark Murphy, we thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Frank.